the organization or company is bringing off. I've done a bunch of, how would I say this? Before the job, you know, I've done a bunch of jobs here and there when I was in high school or when I got out of high school. And I also would think, depending on what type of job you are at, is depending on exactly how bad that toxic leadership can be. Now, giving commands, for instance, and saying things hurtfully, I mean, can be two different things. Say, for instance, instead of approaching me, say, for instance, the example that I said earlier, instead of approaching me in a different way in regards to my bottoms, I could have probably had been pulled aside instead of told in front of everybody about my jeans. You know, I think that would have been a more appropriate way to go about it, instead of telling me in front of everybody that my jeans were too tight. It could have been addressed different, and, you know, I'm guessing that I wasn't the only one in regards to that have done it, so they had made a big deal about it. But I believe it could have been addressed different. I mean, we all know that it could have been addressed different. But to think of, I think, forcing leaders to actually know how to address somebody, know how to give information to employees. I mean, we all know how that should be done, but it doesn't seem as it actually gets trained or forced to do it in that type of way, which I know some companies do have the policy in regards to how do you approach somebody. But toxic leadership basically is something, of course, that, you know, is overlooked at all times. It's always there. Basically, what I've learned in regards to actually with integrative studies is how it can affect somebody permanently. And it is important, of course, to keep all the employees and to know how to defend themselves from, you know, toxic leadership in regards to quitting, that, you know, that's not the right decision, how to go about it. Sometimes toxic leadership is not talked about because they do not want to bring that subject up. I just don't think it's something that needs to be ignored, which we all, like I said, this is a very broad subject, but it was very hard for me, like I said, to honestly think of something I wanted to talk about. I'm sure, moving on in regards to this, that I can probably go a little bit more depth with it and try to figure out how to go about this. Now, I had watched a video on YouTube too when I was watching this, and there was a lady that was talking about how a difference between how people are and how they can be successful. Well, basically, they did a study that divided people into two, and the ones that always succeeded was always that one type of group. That they always succeeded, they always went above and beyond because they cared more. So I believe if, you know, the person loves where they work, loves what they do, that could change, you know, and there can implement some type of implement some type of training, evaluation to help those type of leaders, the toxic leadership or toxic leaders, to go about and to address situations to help and benefit the company, all in all. Now, into conclusion over this, like I said, I know this is a very broad situation or subject, and I've seen everybody else's videos, and I've actually seen it pretty good. Let's see. But honestly, as I get in more into it, I'm just hoping to figure out where exactly it comes from, because I'm one of those that I like to care. I care for the customers. I care for the employees. I want to be in a place where I would love to go to work. I want to make sure everybody else is happy. I want to create that environment that no matter the situation, everybody loves to go to work. Everybody gets along. There's no negativity. I'm sure, there'll always be that one person. Maybe we can break them in regards to something we can implement to make the working environment better and not as toxic. So if something can be implemented and, to every organization, for that, to eliminate that, maybe that would be a great thing to do, because it's everywhere, absolutely everywhere. It doesn't have to be, one place. It's honestly just everywhere. That's why I'm saying it was a very broad subject to talk about, but I honestly did not know what to talk about. But hopefully you kind of understand what I'm saying, and some of your discussions too was helped out in regards to exactly what I was trying to look at, and saw the situation on how people are affected by it and how it can create problems. So all for all, good luck into everybody. I hope you enjoyed my subject in regards to toxic leadership. This is my last class, and I will be graduating in August. Thank y'all and enjoy.